break it down with DJC Combat.
So Merab Dvalishvili wants his fight with Henry Cejudo at UFC 298 to be 5 rounds. He said that the bout agreement wasn't officially signed, but he does request a 5-round fight, which this is awesome for Merab. I respect him for this, wanting to give the former champ a 5-round opportunity. This matchup is 5-round material. And I think this would definitely make this matchup a lot bigger, a lot more exciting, especially because in 5 rounds, so much could happen, so many different possibilities, and a lot of time for something to change over the course of 25 minutes, whereas 15, the pace might be different, a little bit faster, more limited time, and then there's always that question of, oh, what could have been if there was more time? So I would love to see this as a 5-round fight, co-main, non-title fight on a pay-per-view. It's happened before. They've done Bilal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns as a 5-round co-main non-title fight. Leon Edwards versus Nate Diaz wasn't a co-main, but it was 5 rounds. I think Lawler versus Diaz might have been a 5-round non-title fight as well on a pay-per-view. So they could do the same thing with this fight. Now, who does 5 rounds favor between the two? I think it still favors Merab, even though it could be beneficial for Henry, because Henry, a former champion, he's been 5 rounds multiple times. He does have that 5-round championship experience. Merab, they don't call him a machine for nothing, man. I mean, he pushes the pace like no other. He pushes a way harder pace than Cejudo's last opponent, Aljamain Sterling. And in that fight with Aljo, even though Henry did win the 5th round, he did kind of slow down as the fight went on. And if he does show any sign of fatigue or fading, Merab is just going to put it on him, and he's not going to slow down. He's just going to keep racking up momentum. Cejudo should be able to defend the takedowns with his wrestling credentials, but it doesn't matter when you're being controlled against the cage and when you're being outlanded on the numbers. Merab's got crazy output. So I think Merab is probably going to win himself a decision in this one and beat Cejudo in similar fashion to how he did Peter Yan and Jose Aldo. But I do hope that Henry Cejudo whoops his ass. I like Henry more. Henry's cooler. One of my favorite fighters as well. Not the biggest Merab fan, although the guy can fight. He is good. I just want to see Merab lose. And I want to see Henry continue to thrive. But I feel like he's kind of ruining his legacy at this point by sticking around. He took the 3 years off. He retired when he shouldn't have. Came back. Lost to Aljo, didn't look fully in his prime. He looked aged, and now he's going to come back and potentially risk going on a 2-fight L streak when he could have retired. Off the win over Cruz. He could have retired off that win streak as Triple C, 2-division champion, and it would have been fine. But now he could end up retiring off 2 losses, which I don't want. We don't want. But I just think the timing of this matchup does not favor Henry because Merab is in his prime or entering his prime, and he just has the youth advantage, and he's just a damn animal. And Henry's time just might be done, but we'll see. With that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments.